Well, good morning. Hi, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 15th. I had to double check. It's Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here in Tucson, Arizona, which means it is time for the Mindful Moment. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center right here in the Old Pueblo, where our purpose is to provide the principles, to explore the principles, to teach the principles of the New Thought spiritual philosophy in order that we may master spiritual understanding, find personal purpose, and develop a spiritual path. That's what we're here to do. And so that's what I'm going to engage in today. That's part of what I do Monday through Thursday at 9 a.m. I join you for this thing called the Mindful Moment. And it's just a moment. It's just a moment. A way to set your day's outflow, something to think about. I offer a spiritual idea, and then we do some spiritual affirmative prayer treatment, and always a delight to share this opportunity with you. Now, whether you're watching live or on the replay, I would love for you to post a comment and let me know that you are here. I do see that Yvonne is here saying, hello, everyone. Grateful to see you this beautiful day. I love that little heart held, it's like it's held in the hands of grace, that little heart. Yes. So yeah, keep those comments coming through. Roberta, good morning. Cooler finally. Yes. And it's going to get even cooler throughout the remainder of this week. Certainly us Tucsonans are grateful for the change and the turn. Sherry Hoffman, beautiful moment to all, beautiful to see you. I will offer my reminder, as I do each time I see you, which is to say this: you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent, and you're divine. Divinity expressed. What could be better than that? So I'm grateful that you are shining your light and sharing your magnificence. Beth, good morning to you. Grateful to see you this beautiful, beautiful day. So here's what's here's what's coming up for me. Sometimes I just open to random. I had this book sitting next to me because it was Sorry. I meant to be a little more smooth in lowering my seat. But I pulled this book out, which was sitting next to me on my desk here, as a book that we were utilizing for class. In the class that I teach on Monday nights, we're using a bunch of different books. But the book that I grabbed and just opened randomly today was The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes, who, of course, is the founder of the religious science movement, part of the New Thought umbrella, of which Unity is also a part. But I opened up to this page, 144, and what I have circled here is the heading on a section called Thoughts Are Things. And so I was just kind of looking through, and I took a glance over to page 145, and right at the top of page 145 is this. I'm going to lead in with my own words. So basically I wrote this: all thoughts and emotions, and then Ernest Holmes says, are still present in mind. Where ceaselessly active, they manifest themselves as subjective tendencies that mold the body in health or sickness and determine as well our reactions to all life and experience. Now, if you are not familiar with the jargon of religious science or New Thought or Unity, that may sound like a bunch of mumbo jumbo to you, right? But I'm going to try and clarify what he's talking about here. So think about it this way: all thoughts and emotions, all thoughts, feelings, beliefs, they are all, every single thought, every single belief, every single feeling we have ever had is present in the universal mind. It is present in the universal mind. And I want to clarify, if you happen to have the Science of Mind book and you happen to turn to that page, which I imagine Beryl might have because she often does, note that the M in mind here is capitalized. So all thoughts and emotions are still present in mind. We're talking about universal mind. Whether or not we have Whether or not we are actively utilizing those aspects of universal mind is a whole other story. And then he continues, they are ceaselessly active. They never stop activating. They're never not active, right? And they manifest themselves as subjective tendencies. What does he mean by that? We are creatures of habit. Our use of universal mind, our individualized use of this universal mind tends to be habitual. That's good and bad news. That's good and bad news, because sometimes there are habits that are rooted below the level of awareness that are active in our lives that perhaps are creating things in our lives that we don't really want to have as our experience. The good news is it means there's a lot that we don't have to put our focus on. If we are living a magnificent, joyful, glorious, healthy, healthful expression of life, and that's all we are experiencing, we don't actually need to know that that's the habit in mind that is creating that. See, so it's good and bad news. But if there is something contrary to that healthful, joyful life, then we are empowered to do something about it. So the subjective tendencies that mold, I love that he's, it's like he likes to talk about the mold. The subjective is the mold, and then we pour into the mold what it is we would like to experience. So they manifest themselves as subjective tendencies that mold the body in health or sickness, and determine as well our reactions to all life and experience. So this is a fundamental premise upon which the entire philosophy is built, that our thoughts are creative, our thoughts are things, our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings are flowing forth into the expression of our lives, and we get to mold them through our active use of consciousness. As we become aware of them, we are invited to do something about it. Now, how do we do that? That's always the question, right? How do we do that? Well, I imagine that what I'm going to offer is to say that the tools we teach, and this is a principle in unity, a primary principle in unity, the tools we teach to address the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that are activating and creating the construct of our lives, the tools we teach are prayer and meditation. And I'm going to talk specifically about the active nature, the activity of prayer, because for me, that is an active practice. Meditation is more a passive acceptance, a passive practice, a passive awareness, opening up in an awareness passively to the magnificence that we are. It's not trying to make ourselves understand that we are divine. It is passively allowing the fullness of the divine to reveal itself in our experience. So that's meditation. Prayer is an active thing. In the class last night, we talked about defining affirmative prayer treatment. And I like to say affirmative prayer treatment because it differentiates itself from the way prayer is understood in many traditions. So affirmative prayer treatment is the time, the process, and the method necessary to the changing of our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. That's how I will choose to define it. So it is time, it is a process, it is a method. We teach a particular method. We teach steps of opening up ourselves, and it is something that can be learned to be specific and definite in the expression of our lives. And so that's what I do here. I engage in that to address those subjective tendencies that are happening in mind, and to reassess, to reform those subjective tendencies in my life, those habitual thoughts, into a mold that is creating a most magnificent construct and expression of life. That's what we're here to do. That's a lot, eh? A lot of teaching today. But I wanted to share that with you because sometimes, I think it's worth the revisit. I think it's worth it to revisit the ideas that we teach. And so, for some, it may be rudimentary because we've been in the philosophy for a long time. For some, we may be hearing this for the very first time. And here's what I am encouraging you to know. I'm encouraging you to consider that your thoughts are addressable by you. Those thoughts, rooted in belief and colored by feeling, are creating your experience of life. And you get to do something about it. I'm going to do something about it right here and right now. I'm going to engage in the practice of affirmative prayer. And I invite you to join me in the practice. If it's safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, I invite you to do so, simply allowing a gentle, easeful reflection in this moment. I choose to close my eyes as it invites me to turn the attention to that inner life of thought, belief, and feeling. I am open to the infinite power and presence of the One, which is all there is. I relax in this moment, recognizing that there is only God. There is only this universal life force. There is only this creative source energy. There is only this quantum field of all possibility. And all the words we utilize to describe it are insufficient to express its nature, for its nature is beyond limitation. It is beyond words. It is beyond ideas in expression, and yet it is inclusive of all ideas. For there is nothing that is not divine. There is nothing that is not this magnificence. Everything is God. Everything is this wholeness. Everything is this magnificent creative source energy. And this is inclusive of each and every one of us. We are the peace, the power, the poise, the principle of this magnificence flowing forth into expression. We are the expression of the impression of infinite love upon itself. And this impression of infinite love upon itself collapses the quantum wave into expression. And that expression is all creation, of which we are, each and every one of us, a part. There is no thing and nothing that is not holy and divine. We are the light. We are the life. We are the love. We are that which is. We are the infinite I am that I am. I settle my mind and heart into this awareness and open up to a realization that from this point of view, all that I desire and require for the expression of wholeness in my life is made available to me. And I trust this is so for each and every one of us. For we are each and every one of us equal in the infinite. There is no greater, there is no lesser. We are each equal in the infinite. And so all are welcome. All are welcome. All are included. I am so deeply grateful for this understanding, and I know that my life outflows as a magnificent reflection of the inflow. And so I choose the inflow of love. I choose the inflow of light. I choose the inflow of infinite life presence. And with appreciation, that magnificent sense of appreciation overflowing, I simply let it be. I trust, I know, and affirm this as so by saying, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Well, it is a delight to share this time with you. Thank you for joining me here for this mindful moment. I will be back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. for another mindful moment. And I am deeply grateful for this practice and for your sharing in this practice with me. So do join me again. I will be back on the rant with Steph Saint Amand on Friday at 9:30 Pacific, 11:30 Central. You can watch it on all these streaming channels because we simulcast to these streaming channels as well. So check it out. Would love to see you as part of the rant. And if there's anything you would like us to bring up, Beryl, I did get your email about what you want us to bring up on the rant. So I just wanted to let you know that I will bring that to Steph's attention. We want to know what you want to know about. And so we're willing to rant on whatever you want to talk about. So join us. That's Friday at 9:30 Pacific, 11:30 Central. Again, I will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here, 9 a.m. Arizona time. And that's it. Peace and blessings to you. Make your day magnificent. And remember, you are magnificent. It's not because of anything you do. It is truly just the core of your being. So keep shining your light. All right. Bye, everybody.